Yes, hello, brethren, praise God. Welcome to the journey of faith with the Atwinis. Yes, I'm called Never Mercy Atwini, and I'm here to share chapter 2 of the Grace Walk. So today I decided to do a live stream because my phone storage has issues. So I keep recording and it fails. So I decided to just do a live stream. So because it's a live stream, I know there's going to be some distractions, but I know God is not going to allow all those distractions to happen. Like the baby, making some noise, but I hope the message shall be more clear as you want it to be. So if you're here watching, this is not a mistake. There is something you're going to learn from chapter 2 of Grace Walk. Last time we did chapter 1 in the last video. Today we are doing chapter 2. If you're a pastor, a wife of a pastor, a choir leader, an usher, or any minister in church, don't live here. This message is for you. These lessons I'm going to share are for you. They will help you so much. So please consider sharing to a friend who's your pastor or any minister in church. Like, comment, subscribe. This is for you. So let's get straight to it. So in the last chapter, which was chapter 1, we were seeing this man, Steve, the author of the book, who was so depressed because of the church he was ministering to. The church wasn't growing. He thought he would use the efforts of the former church he was at and then it would work for this church, but things weren't working. He did everything with his church members. It was all in vain. So today we're going to continue from where we stopped last time. And I'm going to be sharing the lessons from this chapter too. The title of this chapter is Darkness Before Dawn. Darkness Before Dawn. So for a couple of hours, he lay on his desk and he had no tears left. He had cried so much, he had no more tears left. His thoughts turned to a piece of paper. That piece of paper was given to him by someone a few weeks ago. There was a quotation on that piece of paper, which was surrender, absolute surrender to God. That was the quotation that was on that paper, absolute surrender to God. In that paper, everything was just showing him that he cannot manage anything by himself. It's just surrendering everything to God. So that's like the summary of it all. And these are the lessons that are from chapter 2. Let go of everything to God and give God permission to do anything he wishes. That is one lesson. Let go everything to God and give God permission to do anything he wishes. So one thing that he learned in his journey, in this grace walk, Steve, was to let go of everything and to give permission for God to do anything he wishes. If God wants this person to be saved, no matter how much you work, no matter what you do, unless he intervenes, this person won't be saved. So can you just let go and give God permission to do his will? Just be there for God to use you instead of your efforts. So that is one lesson that I learned from that book as I was reading it. This man reached a point and I can't do it. No matter how many approaches I put to minister to these people, no matter what I do, I cannot manage. God, just do it. And the second lesson is we need a more intimate knowledge of God, not new and improved approach to ministry. So before you even try to minister to others or to look for the new and improved approaches to ministry, first have a more intimate knowledge of God. Who is God? After knowing who God is, then you really don't have to put a lot of efforts. He's just going to be leading you to do everything. So after knowing that, he suspended all the church programs that he had and met with his church people and spoke to them. He told them, that they should start praying more instead of these other things they were doing, these improved and new approaches to ministry. So all he did, he told them, and they took it in very well. And they started praying in their different ministries, the children's ministry, the men's ministry, all those ministries. They started putting God first, reading the word, even before they put these approaches. So the second lesson that I've learned from this book, let go of self-sufficiency. Sorry, it's let go of self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency. Many of us, maybe as you're ministering, you have done different courses in ministry. There are different courses that are out there for pastoring, you know. So when you do those courses, you feel like you have the knowledge enough to be able to do ministry successfully. That is the self-sufficiency, that you can do it in your knowledge, in your skill, in your talent, all those things that you think that you have. So in here, he was telling us that just let them go. Those things you're seeing that are self-sufficient, they are just useless. Just allow God to do for you. These strategies, he called them the flesh, the works of the flesh, because that's what the flesh likes to do. The flesh is not skin, but it's the personal techniques to meet our needs apart from Christ. Yeah, so when I talk of the flesh in this book, it's not this skin that we have like the body. No, it is your personal techniques to meet your needs apart from Christ. So the same applies to Paul. You can also, if you're watching, you can turn to Philippians 3:3-7. I'm just going to give like a summary of that. So in here, Paul was talking about his credentials. He was saying how he was circumcised, how he was from the tribe of Benjamin. He had so many things that qualified him. But he said, I'm setting that aside for the sake of Christ. And that is in this book what they're telling us. The credentials, these things that we see, the qualification, your talents, the course you did, your appearance, your wealth, your education, all these things that you're seeing, and you say, these ones that I have now, I am so qualified to minister and minister perfectly. Those ones you should lay them aside and give everything to God to be able to use you. So that's one other very, very important lesson. In self-sufficiency, it tells one to put some more efforts. He was saying that in the American culture, there is this thing that you have to do your best. You have to do so much more than God can do for you. I didn't quote that right, but I think I'm going to text it somewhere. So from in that thing, in that quotation, it was more like, use your efforts, then God will bless your efforts. But that is self-sufficiency. Like, I have my efforts, I can do so much and God will bless them. But here they are saying, no, leave that. Just allow God to do without your efforts. Those efforts you want to be blessed, just leave them and allow God. So it's similar to Abraham and Sarah when God told them that you're going to have a son, you know. And so they were looking at all these years passing and they don't have a child. They're like, maybe God was telling us to use our efforts, then he'll bless the efforts. And then Sarah talked to him to look for this other means. And then he had he went on with his maid servant, and then they gave birth to Ishmael. So from that way, they had their efforts, they gave birth to a son called Ishmael. But then he was not the chosen son. The chosen son was from when they are like, enough is enough. Like, God is no longer going to do anything. When they had rested, when they had given up with their own strength, like, we cannot do it, that's when their promised son came, who's Isaac. But because of the other mistake they did, that's why they are issues and the conflicts between the Arabs and the Jews because of trying to use their own efforts. So really, self-sufficiency is really the worst. Let's just let it go and know only God can do it. God puts more on anyone than he can bear. So from this, it is something from a continuation of self-sufficiency, that where people are like, God gives you what you can manage. But in this case, the author of the book was saying, God will give you what you cannot manage, so that you can let go and say, God, me, I cannot handle. This is too much for me. I need your help. Yeah, so that's something also to learn. And that is in like 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 24. Let us read there. Allow me get my Bible from here. And we read there. 1 Thessalonians. Sorry about that. Chapter 5, verse 24. And it reads, faithful is he that calleth you, who also will do it. So God who called us is faithful and he will do it. You don't need your self-sufficiency. He who called you is faithful and he will do it. That's what that verse is saying. Yeah, so that's really an excellent verse. You can write it down and keep referring to it. So another lesson is rest at God's feet. I also, like in brackets, put just sit at God's feet. That is all that is required. And in here there is a story of Mary and Martha, and you can write these verses where it is found. Luke chapter 10, verse 40 to 42. It's a story of Martha and Mary. When Jesus came, Martha just decided to go and prepare the bed, maybe cook, do all these works so that the master can be comfortable. But then what Mary did, he just went and sat and rested upon his feet to hear what he was trying to minister to them. So from this explanation Steve gave, he was telling us that he gave an example of someone preparing an apple pie, only to find out that the one they have prepared it for doesn't even eat it. And this just reminds me of our own African culture here in Uganda. Here in Uganda, when you get visitors, you have been missing a person, you want to see them so much, but when they come, you're cooking meat, matoke, all these foods you're preparing so that they can have a good meal. But you have not even talked to them. They have not told you how they feel. They have not even told you. Then just imagine a person tells you, I've been fasting, I'm sorry, I'm not going to eat your food after that struggle. So it's the same that Steve was explaining about this, to just rest at God's feet. So you're there stressing yourself, ministering, going for evangelism. What if God has not sent you to that particular place that day? Won't you be shocked for you to have prepared all that meal and just imagine after Mary preparing all those, after Martha preparing all those things, and Jesus tells him, I've been fasting, I won't eat. It would have been so terrible. It's not like being like Martha is bad, but when you sit at Jesus's feet, that is when he's going to tell you what exactly he wants. So just imagine when Mary was seated there, Jesus felt thirsty and asked for water. Who would have brought the water? Mary would have brought the water. But Martha wouldn't even have been able to hear because she was far away. So why don't we just get closer so that we hear what he wants, not what we think he wants, So really, ministers of God, pastors' wives, you people who love God and you're doing everything for him, evangelists, are you sure that's where God is sending you? First be at his feet. Maybe he'll tell you, I need a glass of water, and you will listen because you're having an intimate relationship with him, not the service that you're trying to do. you know. So really, I just loved this chapter so much. I loved it so much because for me it really spoke so much to me that sit there, that's when you'll hear the instruction. Have an intimate relationship, that's when you'll hear the instruction. But no, this work, and at the end, after preparing your bed for Jesus, and Jesus all of a sudden is like, Martha, I don't want to sleep around. I am going back. I'm going to Bethany. Or maybe after preparing all that good meal and he's like, Martha, I'm sorry I'm not going to eat. Maybe next time because today I'm fasting. She did all the work, wasn't even able to listen from him. All of just for him to say, I'm not going to eat anything you've prepared. So please, I hope you've learned so much. I know we love God, we want to serve him. He actually calls us to serve him. But let us listen from him. Let us have an intimate relationship with him so that he speaks and we hear. So that is it from me today. If this is helpful, please share. Share to someone. It is going to help someone, especially our pastors. Yeah, our pastors. Sometimes they get so much busy in the work. The ministers, the pastors' wives, the ushers, even in most cases, they don't even listen. They're busy welcoming people. Please have an intimate relationship with God. So please consider to share, like, comment, subscribe as we wait for chapter 2. Blessings. God bless you so much. So I'm trying to, this is my first time doing a live stream. I'm trying to end this, but I'm not seeing how to.